In Chapter 1, Soy will talk about what is finance and foundation principles.
Hi everyone, I'm Soy, and today I will using this book which made by MFZ Salim, and I would like to talk about finance. So let's start. So for the chapter 1, which is introduction to financial management, so before we start, we need to know, after completing this chapter, we should be able to know the definition of finance, know the roles of financial manager, know the basic forms of business organization, know the goals of firms, and know the financial market and institution. So now I will talk about what is finance. So what is finance? Financial management is really important in all type of business, either profit organization or non-profit organization. Profit organization mean primary goals is making money, while non-profit organization primary goals is to helping the community and is concerned with money only as much as necessary to keep the organization operating. So it play an important rules. Finance play an important rules concerning with the maintenance and creation of economic value of wealth. Consequently, this course may focus on how you make a good decision, making in order to create wealth. So below are some example of finance decision. First is where to open new outlet. B, when to introduce new product. C, when to invest new asset. D, when to expand the business. E, when to sell the existing asset. When to borrow from bank. Which bank that offer the lowest rate. When to issue stocks. When to issue long-term debt. Which customer that you want to extend credit, and how much cash to keep in hand. So this is some of example of financial decision that we need to know. So after we understand what is finance, we will go to this. We need to know 5 foundation principles of finance, which is cash flow is what matters. Second, money has a time value. Third, risk require a reward. Fourth, market price are generally right. And fifth, conflict of interest cause agency problem. So I will start to explain about cash flow is what matters. So cash flow is what matters mean accounting profit are not equal to cash flow. Accounting profit is a company's total earning calculated according to generally accepted accounting principle and include the explicit cost of doing business such as depreciation, interest, and tax. Accounting profit tend to be higher than economic profit as they omit certain implicit costs such as opportunity cost. So opportunity cost is a benefit, profit, or value of something that must be given up to acquire or achieve something else. So second is money has a time value. Mean a dollar received today is worth more than a dollar received in future. Since we can earn interest on money received today, it is better to receive money earlier rather than later, which is when we want to start a business, it's better for us to receive the money first instead of receive the money later, because we have to use the money to start a business. And risk require a reward, mean investor expect a return when they put their saving in the bank. So next, market price are generally right. Stock price are useful indicator of the value of firms. Price change reflect change in expected future cash flow. Good decision will tend to increase the stock and vice versa. In an efficient market, the price of all trades assets such as bond and stock at any instant in time fully reflects all available information. And lastly, conflict of interest cause agency problem. The separation of management and the ownership of the firm creates an agency problem. Manager may make decisions that are not consistent with the goals of maximizing shareholder value, and they expected to earn a higher rate of return on stock relative to bank saving account. They won't take on additional risk unless we expect to be compensated with additional reward of return. They expect to compensate for delaying consumption and taking on risk.
As Shulu will talk about important questions to be answered, definition of finance, responsibility of financial manager, and financial managers and financial management.
Now I will using these books to talking about important question in finance. So you can page 3 to look. Now I will talking about important question. The first one is, what is the long-term investment should you consider? In usually long-term investment, you need to use your huge financing to support a higher cost. Higher cost means the fixed asset. Example, huge asset is the huge asset that need a huge capital. What is the huge capital? It's a land, building, machinery. So the second question is, where will you get the long-term financing to pay back your investment? The important word you want to know is pay back your investment. So your own pocket or parents, friends, and financial institution can help you to pay back your investment. The third one question is, how will you manage the daily activity, especially financial activity in your firm? So your daily activity involved in current asset and current liability. So current asset got cash, marketable securities, account receivable, inventory, and prepaid expenses. And in the current liabilities, you got account payable, other payables, accrued expenses, and short-term notes. Besides that, I will talking about definition of finance. So you can page 3. Page 3. Definition of finance in Jitman say, finance is art and science on how to manage money. And Kyon say, finance is maintenance and creation of economic value or wealth. The third one definition is say, finance is making money, collecting money, and managing money. The fourth one is talking about focuses on decision making towards creating wealth. Now is talking about responsibilities of financial manager. Please page 4. So responsibility in A is about allocation of funds to current and capital asset. Current means that cash, receivables, or inventory and prepared expenses is current assets. And one is capital. Capital means that land, buildings. The second responsibility is obtaining the best mix of financing alternatives. The third one is preparation of the firm accounting statement. Accounting statement got balance sheet and income statement. The third one is talking about responsibility of financial manager, also risk management, planning and forecasting, controlling and coordinating. The fourth one is investment and financial decision. So now, who is financial manager? Financial manager is a person who is given responsibilities to manage the financial operation in the firm. Also can say financial manager is support the financial commitment.
For the next part, GK will discuss the responsibility for management firm and financial management decisions and the figure organization chart for a huge company. My name is John GK and my metric number is 2697117. Next, I will going to discuss about 1.3.2 in the textbook, which is responsibility for managing firms. 1.4 financial management decisions and the figure organization chart for a huge company. In 1.3.2 responsibility for managing firms, I will talk about the formal duties of chief financial officer, which is CFO, and formal duties of treasurer and formal duties of a firm controller. First, you can refer to textbook page 4, the 1.3.2, and also page 5, 1.3.2.3. For the formal duties of chief financial officers, there are oversee financial planning, strategy planning, and control cash flow. Chief executive officers is responsible for all firms related activities. The primary responsible is managing the financial risk of the corporations. She or he also responsible for record keeping and financial planning, as well as reporting to the higher management. In some of the sectors, this CFO is also required to analyze data. Typically, CFO has to report he or his duty to chief executive officers and to the board of directors. We will move to the formal duties of treasurers. For the formal duties of treasurer, there are cash management, credit management, capital expenditures, raising capital, financial planning, and management of foreign currency. After formal duties of treasurer, let's move to the formal duties of firm controller. The formal duties of firm controller, which is taxes, financial statement, cost accounting, and data processing. This 1.3.4 responsibility for managing firms, we can refer to textbook in page 7, figure organizational chart for a huge company. In this figure organizational chart for a huge company, there is an owner and managed. For the owner, there are shareholders and board of directors. Then let's move to the below managed. President. Below the board of directors, there are president. There are 5 presidents, which are vice president information resources, vice president manufacturing, vice president finance, vice president marketing, and vice president human resources. Below the vice president finance, there are controller and treasurer. Usually, the task of firm controller involve the firm's accounting duties, which include producing and contrasting financial statements. Not all firms has a firm controller. Some firms controller will also perform gathering and monitoring data that the firm executives need to achieve their target. Treasurer handles the firm's financing activities, include raising money, developing financial plan, and also on foreign currency. She or he has to supervise and manage cash and credit efficiently. The treasurer also has a power to control over the firm's major spending. I will Next, I will discuss 1.4 financial management decisions. In such a huge corporation, the financial manager has to come out with a very good decisions making. In order to have a good decisions making, she or he has to consider the three basic questions as follows, which is capital budgeting, capital structure, and working capital management. For financial management decisions, we can refer to the textbook, page 5, 1.4, financial management decisions. In 1.4.1 capital budgeting, the capital budgeting is the root or process of planning and managing a firm's long-term investment, such as investing in bond or debt. Other than that, investment in buying fixed assets such as land, machinery, equipment are considered under long-term investment. Capital structure is the combination of debt and equity maintained by a firm. Debt and equity are considered as a sources to a firm. Next one is working capital management. Working capital management involves with daily activities dealing with a short-term asset and liability. A firm's short-term asset and liability. All for 1.4 financial management decisions. Thank you. Now we'll talk about major form of business organizations and goal of financial management.
Okay, today we will learn about finance in chapter 1, 1.5. It is about major form of business organization, page 8. Okay. Business organization have three parts. It is the first one is sole proprietorship, second partnership, and the third one is corporation. Okay. Sole proprietorship is about single owner, and it is responsible to all his assets and liabilities without limitation. This business has its own strength. The first one is easy to begin. The second one is low organization cost. And the third one is independence. The fourth one is secrecy, and the last one is easy to terminate. And it has its own weaknesses. The first one is unlimited liability, source of fund very limited, and the last one is not easy to transfer to another person. Okay, this is our second business organization. It is partnership. Partnership has two. It is general partnership and limited partnership. Okay, general partnership is about all partners have unlimited liability, and partner has to be responsible to all the liabilities incurred. And the second one is limited partnership. Limited partnership is about this partnership may not involve in managing the business, and there is a legal difference made between the assets of the business and the personal assets. Partnership strength is easily raise fund, easy to expand their business, and easily get fund from borrowing money. Third, some of partners are professional. The fourth, more managerial skill, and income included, and tax on partners' tax return, tax ones as personal income. Partnerships weaknesses is, the first one is unlimited liability or may have to cover debts of other partners. Second one is terminated once the partner dies, and the last one is when bankrupt
It is not easy to transfer partnership. The third one, business organization, is corporation. Corporation is a common stockholder, and business are separated between the ownership and management. Its strength is limited liability to actual fund invested. Second, easily sell shares to investor. Third one is easily can raise fund through selling shares. Ownership, easy to transfer, easy hire professional and qualified managers, and the last one is better access to financing. The weaknesses is double taxation, tendency to keep things secret very low, government regulation can be one of the major problem in setting, and the last one is needs more fund and very expensive. Okay. Next one is goal of financial management. Goal of financial management should be to maximize profit, and second one is profit maximization is unclear about the time frame of a profits are to be measured. Possible goals: earn profit as much as you can. Try to minimize the cost, maximize market share, and maximize the current value or price of the company's stock. Profit maximization. Profit maximization is stresses or utilizing the capital resources. Second, profit maximization is frequently set as a goal of the firms. The last one is maximize shareholder wealth. Maximize shareholder wealth is to create value for the owners, and shareholder wealth is measured by share prices. Thus, this is equivalent to maximize the current stock price of the existing stock. That's all for chapter 1.5, major form of businesses organization.
Next, Hakim will explain the agency relationship and financial market.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Hakim bin Muhammad Zaki, and my metric number is 269806. Today I would like to talk about finance. For your information, this book from Mahfuzah Salim. Okay, firstly I will talk about agency relationships. Okay, first, the agency relationship refer to the interaction between principal and agents. It means a potential conflict of interest can exist between the shareholder, which is principal, and manager, which is agents. Okay, for example, manager who are responsible to manage the funds may think to open a tax school in University Utara Malaysia. In other way, shareholder may not agree with this decision because of not profitable during university holidays. So the conflict of interest arises between the manager and shareholder happens. Okay, for another example is when you want to sell off your car, you don't have enough time to find customer and you hire someone which is an agent to sell your car. The price that you set to customer and that you set to sell off is Rn 20,000. Of course, the agent want to have a higher profit and decided to sell at a higher price, which is Rn 30,000. Because of the higher price, the agent find difficulty in find customer. Okay, after that I will talk about the agency problem. Okay, the agency problem refer to the possibility of conflict of interest between the shareholder and management of a firm. After that, the agency costs. The shareholder who are the owner of the firm may wish to invest in buying in real property in Kuala Lumpur because they think that the stock value will rise. In other way, management may not want to invest in real property because there is the possibility that things will the things will turn out badly. It may lose or it may win. If it turns out badly, the shareholder may lose a valuable opportunity. This is one example of agency cost. Okay, for another example of agency cost is also a loss of investment resulting from investment turned down by manager. Okay, after that, financial market. Okay, two key that you need to remember of financial market. First are money market and capital market. Okay, the financial market happen when debt and equity are bought and sold. The most important difference are regarding the future of the securities, how trading is conducted, and who is the buyer and seller. It play a critical role in capitalizations economy and help facilitate the transfer of funds from saving surplus unit to saving deficits. There are three ways to transfer capital in the economy, which are direct transfer of funds, indirect transfer using the investment banker, indirect transfer using the financial intermediary. Okay, after that I will talk about money market versus capital market. Okay, money market is a short-term debt and instrument. It means it's less than 1 year. And capital market is long-term financial securities. It means that it's more than 1 year. Okay, after that I will talk about primary market. Okay, primary market refer to poor new or original sale of securities by government and corporations. There are two types of primary market. First is IPO. It means that initial public offerings. First time companies sell stock to public, and second is private placements. It means that it is negotiated sale involving a certain buyer or limited number of investors. After that, secondary market. Secondary market involve one owner or creditor selling to another. Okay, secondary market refer to a market previously issued securities are traded. The issuing corporation does not get any money for stock trade on the secondary market. Example, the secondary market, shareholder A sold shares of ABC company to shareholder B.